Hello everybody, I will start my today with another coding practice. So today I will solve this question. Insert, delete, get random, hold one. From this name, yeah, I assume that this is a question where I kind of implement the data structure to which I can make insert operation, delete operation, get random operation in the constant time. So let me see. So implement the randomized set class. Randomized set initializes the randomized set object. Insert method takes boolean and returns value, integer. Yeah. Insert an integer. Oh, sorry. No, this takes integer and returns boolean. Okay. Insert an item value into the set if not present. Returns true if the item was not present, false otherwise. Okay. And remove method. So remove the item value from the set if present. Returns true if the item is present, false otherwise. And get random method returns a random element from the current set of the elements. Yeah. It guarantees that at least one element exists when this method is called. Each element must have the same probability of being returned. Okay. So you must implement the functions of the class such that each function works in average of one, constant time complexity. Okay, it can be average. Yeah, it doesn't have to be always or worst. Okay. Good. So let me clarify the question statement first. So in this question, I will build a data structure which is named randomized set. So I will write how it should work and then I will clarify if something is not unclear. Yep. So firstly, I can randomize set initialization. Then I can do something like this. And this returns true because the item doesn't exist yet. But when I do one again, returns false. Okay, it returns false because the element 1 exists already. Then I also have remove method. Yep. So firstly, when I try to remove number 1, it returns true because it exists in the randomized set. But after removing remove method is called, the number 1 is removed from the randomized set. So in the second call of the remove number 1, it returns false. And okay. Also, I have, randomized set get random. So this returns 1 or 2 in 50%, 50%. Okay. So I think everything is clear for me now. So let me, everything how I can realize this. So what I have found so far is that for insert method and remove method, it's almost like the hash map. So I think I can, use the hash, implementation of the hash map, which is like using the hash table. Yeah. So, but I also have the GetRandom method. This isn't included in the hash set. I think I have to think how I can realize this. Hmm. Okay. So for GetRandom method, so what I'm thinking currently is having the hash map as the internal data structure of this randomized set object. So in that way, obviously insert method and remove method is possible. So what I mean by is in line 23, I write something like yeah, and I will add number into this set. But in GetRandom method, I have to think how I can realize this. Hmm. So okay. I don't know if this Python set has the probability, I mean, GetRandom element method. I think I don't because I've never seen it in the last 5 years. Mm. Okay. But I'm pretty sure I think I have, Python has random int or random method. Let me say like this. Yeah, let me search it and come back. Okay, so I searched something on the internet now. So this is what I found. So in Python, I have random.sample method. And also I have random.choice method. Yeah. But for each of this doesn't work. I have to put, give set, no, not set, but list, yeah, with, as the argument. So the error message complains that I have to give something which is subscriptable. Yeah, like, I mean, the sequence. Yep. Okay, so one thing what I can do is make this list from the set. Yeah. And I will reuse it. But I think it can be a kind of idea I can use maybe. So basically, yeah, I keep track of the numbers in the set in, in the internal set. And I also have the kind of list in line 29 and say number 1, 2, 3 is appended here. So I can use random.choice on this list. However, in the case number 2 is deleted, I still do the random choice from this list, even though 2 exists. And what I will do is, if number 2 is picked up, then I will do it again. I will do the random choice again. Yeah. So in that way, on average, I don't know how many times it codes I have to you know, make a random choice, but I think it's quite limited. Yeah. And obviously, when I find that I delete so many mess elements from this list, I will build this list again like this. Yeah, I think this is one of the kind of idea I can use. So I made most of the conditions that I have to make it average over 1. Mm. Yeah. Okay. And maybe, for example, the other idea I can use is um I will make it list of list. So for example, in yeah, in the first list, I should insert 1 to 10, and in the second, I will insert 10, 11 to 20. Then what I would do is, oh, and also I will, you know, keep track of how many. Yeah, when. No, 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 sorry. Just. Yeah, I was thinking that I would put the elements in a distributed way in each range, in each bucket. But for example, if there, it doesn't work because, for example, if I have, say, 4 elements in the first bucket and only 1 element in the first bucket, then I have to choose the first bucket more frequently than the second bucket. Otherwise, the probability that number 11 is chosen is higher than number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So it doesn't work. Okay. So I will come back to the idea of having the big single list. Hmm. Yeah. So in which, how frequently should I initiate the list, reset the list? That's what I'm wondering. Mm. Oh, and actually, yeah. Oh no, sorry. Wait. So I have the list. I will put it in here. So when I build list every time, it means that insert method or no, remove method take over n time, or instead GetRandom method takes over n time. Yeah, if the list is reinitiated every time inside of the GetRandom method call. Mm. So what should I do? So yeah, let me quickly implement this. Yeah, we're inserted. Oh wait, so let me run. Okay, so this is it. So in line, yeah, I will quickly walk through my code, explain my code. So in the insert method, obviously, I will firstly check if the value is already in the set or not. And if it's not in the set, I add it to the set and also I add it to the list. Then I return the Boolean flag. And in the remove method, I firstly check if number is already in the set. And if there is, I remove it from the set, and finally I return the frog. Just in case, and just to make it sure, just for clarifying, I don't remove it from the list because I cannot remove the kind of arbitrary element from the list in over one time. Okay. And in GetRandom method, yep, I do the operation forever until I find the element in the list which which exists in the set. And if I find it, I will return chosen. And probably what I can do here is that if I build the list from the set. But if this is the case when the remaining element in the list is much more than those in the set. Yeah. Oh no, but if I do this, yeah, I have to keep track of the element in the list because, for example, if number 2 is appended first, then removed, then added again. In this case, this list has two number 2 elements, so the probability that number 2 is chosen becomes higher. So I think I have to keep track of another data structure which keeps track of which elements are already in the list. Like this. So in this way, in the insert method, yep, I will do it in this way. So if the number is not in the list yet, I append it to the list. And for the remove method, I actually have to don't do anything. Yeah. And in the GetRandom method, in the reinitialization of the list, yeah, it's okay. But what I should think of right now is not the comparison of set to set, but it should be serves to list elements. Yeah. Because in the case when I append two once and then remove it once, in this case, self.set doesn't have the number 2 element, but list still has the number 2 element. So, or what I meant to say is, yeah, I mean, self.set can have a number which doesn't exist in the self.list. Yeah. Wait, so length of the self list represents list element. Wait, so let me quickly clarify this. So so list element. List elements. Oh no, sorry. So list ranks of the self list and ranks of the self list element is always the same, obviously, because that's what I'm keep tracking of. Yep. So I have to compare it with self.set this way. In this case, I should reinitialize some, method. I mean, restate structures. Okay. So the problem is when I should do it. So I am not pretty sure, so let me make it hard for it. In this way. Okay. Maybe I can optimize this, or I just tuning this. Yeah. In the future, but let me go with this now. Okay. I will quickly walk through my code with this two method call. In the insert method, I first we can find it from the set, so is found as false, and if not is found, yes, in this case, I added the set, so now set has number 1. And in line 55, okay. Wait, I haven't, oh yeah. So list element is their empty set, so I append it to the list. And obviously, I also have to append it to the list elements. Yeah. Okay. Then I return false. And in the second call of the insert method, is found is not true because 1 is now in set. So yeah, I don't do anything and I return true. Then when I call this element with 2, the same thing happens. They should be like, oh, sorry. Let me think what happens next if I remove number 1 twice. So in the first call, we're removing number 1. Is found is now true. So in line 64, I remove number 1 from the set. Then, but the list still has, number 1. Then in the second call of removing number 1, in line 62, I can't find it, but it's found is false, and I just return it. Good. Okay, so now I think of the GetRandom method. So in line 69, self.set is length 1, and length self.list is number 1. Also, sorry, number 2. I didn't do it. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. In this case, I don't reinitiate the list. I go to line 73 and go to the infinite loop. So if I try to choose number 1 from the list. Yes, I can find it. Okay. Then if I get 1, I cannot find it in the set, so I will keep it again. But from the constraint, there should be at least one element. So let me add it in the set and also list element. Yeah. So in this case, for example, when 777 is chosen, it will be returned. Good. Let me execute my code. This would be add method. Okay, run. This is a typo. Oh. In remove method. No, in insert method. I return is found. Oh, sorry. So I have to return, negation of is found. Yeah. So let me make it in this way. I think this is more easy to understand. It's new. Okay. Hmm? Sorry. And then I don't. I just returned is new. Okay, I submit my code. Good, accepted. I'm not pretty sure if this is really good, so I will read the editorial. But let me stop my screen sharing and video before reading it, because this is for premium users and they have to pay for it. So yeah, I can't show it. I shouldn't show it in the video. So please wait a moment. Okay, so I've read the editorial and I found that there is a better and very clever and elegant solution for this question. I think I will, post a follow-up video for this as usual. Yeah. So I finished today's video with this. Yeah, but I will quickly wrap up my today's coding practice. So today I solved the question to implement a data structure named randomized set. So for this randomized set, this is quite similar to set in terms of the insert method and remove method, but it also has a GetRandom method. Yeah. And for the implementation, I use the internal set. I mean, internally use the HashSet and also list, of elements. Yeah. So my idea was that every time, okay, the actual numbers, I mean, actual elements, which is stored in this randomized set, is managed in the, self.set. But also I created 2 additional data structures internally, which are self.list and self.list elements. Yeah. And this self.list is good because, yeah, problem was that the delete operation. When I delete the element from the set, oh, sorry. So firstly, first problem I want to work around was that I cannot use random.choice with set. Yeah, I can use random choice method call, function with list, but not with set. So I had to, and if I always initiate the list from set, self.set, every time in the GetRandom call, it takes all of n time. So that's what I can do. So instead of that, I use the set.list, which internally keeps track of the every element which exists. So basically, elements are not deleted from this list. Yeah. But when GetRandom method is called, I take a look. I pick up element which from this self list until I find the one which is not included in the self set. Okay, so this is it. Yeah, and I read the tutorial, and actually, the idea, my opinion, that removal. I mean, if I keep track of only the existing element internally, I cannot make remove method to be constant time operation. I said that, but this was wrong. So there is a way to make it possible. Yeah, I will introduce it in the next video. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.